phenomenal last week. He really made those A defenders work both sides of the ruck for the Denman Devils.
Yeah, look,
and they were caught out on numerous occasions. And when Tommy Johnson swaps roles with him, Tommy Johnson is just dynamic at dummy half. You can't take your eyes off that kid.
How about we can talk about everything that happened on the field down there at Singleton last weekend, but how about the crowd for round one?
Amazing crowd from the Singleton. Congratulations to all the Singleton people involved in that last week, from Kay Rudder in the canteen to all the committee. A fantastic day down there at Pertec Park.
Now, I don't know, I'm just looking out there right now. That number 9, that's not Adam Gretsch, is it? Or is that Water? Has he been in a dryer and shrunk?
That's Adam Gretsch, Pelican.
Is he not? Is he
Tommy Johnson's captaining the Singleton side here tonight.
Surely he's kneeling down. Is he, Gretchy? No.
He'll go you, feeding him. You keep saying it.
Oh dear. No, yeah, Tommy Johnson, and well deserved.
Reggie, is this the first time that two teams have met each other in the first 2 rounds of a Group 21 competition?
Oh, I thought you were going to say on the halfway line. Mate, I'd probably,
Interesting, isn't it?
Definitely would say in first row.
So at the moment, the draw is calling for every team will play each other 6 times?
Yes, somewhere in the vicinity, yeah.
Well, they'll know each other's game by then.
Yeah. We're going to have a minute of silence.
Yes, we are. Today, and an absolute credit to everyone. We had Herbie Irwin's funeral today, this morning out at St Matthias Church here at Denman, and I was there, and it was an unbelievable mark of respect for Herbie from all his mates, all his family and friends, and I saw so many people from the old Muswellbrook Golf Club days. I saw so many people from the Denman Rugby League fraternity over many, many years. Neil Barry made a fantastic speech, a part of the eulogy, as did his son Neil, and the massive crowd there at the church here in Denman paid full respect to Herbie Irwin. So we'll just be quiet for a minute.
There you go, and that, of course, minute silence. During that, you would hear the rain coming through our marquee here at the moment. It started to come back down. And I want to point out too, you see it happen every game, but it is teeming down. It's going to get stronger. Well, but over the other side, Jai Bailey always separates himself from the bench, and he's got a walkie-talkie, but he's standing out in the pouring rain like his players. I talked about him earlier and said how much respect I've got for him, a quality coach and president, but he's stuck to his tactic. I don't want to be near the bench. I want to watch the game for myself and not have anyone in my ear.
I respect that, but honestly, get the man an umbrella. I mean, I don't know what Jai's trying to prove.
I don't know what's
Get an umbrella, Bales.
I don't know what's going on here, but...
Well, the thing about it is, for anyone listening, Denman have a bit of a wine and food thing happening here today, tomorrow morning. So Jay Shepherdson, the president of Denman Rugby League, who's organised all this, certainly it'd be great to see the rain dissipate and just disappear, for that matter, tomorrow morning, and hopefully the Denman people fraternity can have a lovely day out here with the upgrade to the main drag in Denman. They've had to move it up here just for 1 year, so I'm still, from all reports, Reggie, it should be a good positive day up here for the wine and food bonanza.
Most definitely, and of course we've got the referee wired up for sound again today, so we'll be able to have a bit of a... It'll be scratchy with this weather, of course, but I'm led to believe, I just received word that the reason that they were taking so long to take the field was Mears was waiting for the rain to die off so his hair didn't get wet. So I
hope he listens to this, because he'll go you, feeding him.
You're picking on a few of them. I've got one arm, hey, pretty tough with one arm.
He was one of our guest commentators last year, and he did a tremendous job. Mark did.
There's something... They're talking out there today. This is unusual.
What are we waiting for?
Well, we've got Mark and the touch judge speaking to one of the Singleton ground trainers, and they wouldn't be talking about...
No, Mark's running out.
And of course, for the rain, still a good crowd. Sorry, we're just trying to work out whether we bring the camera back, but no, that's all good. Still a good crowd for a wet night too, mate. Everyone in the boot of their cars with the boots up, and yeah.
Well, most of the people, yeah, the rain is certainly dampening this game here tonight.
It's coming down here. It's really.
So Denman will be receiving the ball off the kick-off, and we're all ready to go with this clash here tonight. Round 2 of the Bengalla Group 21 competition, and
Singleton to kick off to the south, Denman to receive. Here we go.
Let's see if they can complete a set of 6, the Denman boys.
Are you all right? You're picking on me about my strapping, and you're nearly choking.
I do apologise. My voice is not the greatest at any time, but it's worse today.
And again, just a thank you to Mitch Stocker, our video cameraman, DK Heavy, our scoreboard sponsor tonight. So
yeah.
Well, I don't know what we're waiting on.
No, just about to go now. There's the kick-off, and that came from Willie Newenhouse. So the ball goes down to the Denman boys, and feed income. It's very, very hard to see here in that far left-hand corner. I think that's Brady Benkovic with the ball. Am I correct? He just gets up to play the ball. It was him. Ball goes from Gretchy, and he goes out to Andrew Pritchard, and Pritchard's tackled. And he's tackled on about the 20-metre line, 25 metres out centre field from his own line. Ball goes to Benkovic again. Second run in that hit up.
That was scrimmage of the first one.
It was to Josh Scrimger.
Your son's going to shoot you.
It is very slippery out there, Reggie. Here's Andrew Pritchard. He's taking the ball forward, play safe football, and really compact passes. No need for any ridiculousness here tonight. Ball goes out the back to Luke Roos. He had some issues last week with those downtown kicks. Ball goes straight into Bailey Schultz's hand on the 22-metre line, out from his own line, I should say. And Will Newenhouse takes the ball forward, and he's hit immediately out there by Gretchy, Adam Gretch, and Jossie Scrimger. Ball goes into Bailey Schultz again, and he gets hammered about 35 metres out centre field from his own line. Here's the big fella Dale Watson, and Watson takes the ball forward just over the 40-metre line. Good tackle from Benkovic and McCormack. Benkovic goes low again, slips off that one, but all the boys come again in terms of Dan Roos, who's still in the side. Well done to Dan, who filled in last week. Ball goes to Jake Smith, long board straight down the middle of the field, and it's picked up by Daniel Ellis right in the middle of the field, about 20 out from his own line. Dances around a little bit. The wet weather will hamper he and his brother tonight with their speed, so they have to be smart when they take that ball forward today.
Especially with the loose foot they like to do, the little jig. They're going to get picked up and dragged if they do that with the big boys.
Absolutely. Here's Zachy Webb taking a ball, relieving some pressure, giving the forwards a bit of a breather, and he does so. And in doing that, Mark Lassuni's found a penalty for offside. So here we go. Denman on the attack early. It's good hands early. So that ball they've kicked for touch. Luke Roos has found touch right on the 40-metre line.
That.
He did shank it. Went sideways rather than forward. Here's big Adam Hamilton. He runs into his former teammates and he rolls one out of the ray, the big fella. And that was Michael Rinkin went reeling out of that tackle. Adam Hamilton plays the ball 25 metres out. He gives it on to Dan Roos, and Dan Roos is taken hard by Michael Rinkin. Didn't muck around with that one, Rinkin. So they're 18 metres out from the Singleton line. Short pass to Pritchard, and Pritchard goes forward, makes about 10 metres, and he's tackled about 9 metres out from the Singleton line. Pressure on the Greyhounds here. They've got options left and right. Borg from Gretch to pivot Benkovic. Gives it out to Luke Roos. Short pass out to, can't pick, it was that Isaac McCormick, and he's fumbled it in the wet weather, and it's picked up by a Singleton player. So Isaac McCormick just fumbled that ball. I think that pass was a bit under pressure there from Lukey Roos. He'll just they just have to get some timing happening, and straight away Mark Basuni's found a penalty for all the Denman boys being inside the 10. So a pressure relieving penalty for the Greyhounds there, 25 metres out from their own line, centre field. So they're going to kick for touch, Reggie.
Yeah, look, it's going to be an interesting platform here. You'd expect that Frank Paul Nuasala will have either the first or second run, and then Tommy Johnson. So Denman's going to have to be right up and quick line speed defence, like the Scone Thoroughbreds last week. Frank Paul,
speaking of the man, he gets the ball and he's been travelling across field. He throws a loose pass. It goes on the ground, but it's picked up by Big Dale Watson, and Watson's tackled right on the halfway line centre field there. Options left and right for Chad Redmond. They need to keep it tight, the Singleton boys. Jake Smith slips over. He was going to pick up Michael Rinkin, but he slipped over in the wet conditions, still on the halfway line. Here's Tommy Johnson. He tackled there just over the halfway line by Benkovic, and also I think Adam Gretsch is amongst there as well. Centre field. Ball goes out to Dale Watson. He goes forward and runs well there, and he's hitting a good tackle about 35 metres out from the Denman line. They go down that short side, down the left, loose pass. It goes along the ground. It's picked up over there. I can't see who that is in this wet weather. I think it might have been Jordan Watson. Ball goes down the left-hand side. That's Will Newhouse. He takes off from dummy half, and there's a loose ball. Has it? No, he throws it back. Is that James Bradley? Puts a little chip over the top. He's trying to recover it. Has it gone over the dead ball line? I'm not sure if they've got that ball down. Mark Passuni is saying it is a line dropout. It went over it was forced over the dead ball line. Well, out of broken play, Reggie, James Bradley picked that ball up. It was a couple of loose passes thrown there by the Singleton boys out in that left-hand side, short side it was, and James Bradley saw there was no fullback at home, and I'm not sure who knocked that ball over the dead ball line, but the pressure is right back on the Denman side. Here's the line dropout. Luke Ruiz gets a really good line dropout. That's gone a mile. That's gone 55 metres, and it's picked up by Bailey Schultz, and he comes straight into that man who kicked that ball, Luke Ruiz, and he's tackled just shy of the halfway line, I believe. No, that's just over the halfway line. I'm trying to get me bearings here in this wet weather, and that's gone on to, I think that's Jake Willis, who's taken the ball forward.
That is the rain coming through if you're at home.
Absolutely. Here's Tommy Johnson down the right-hand side, short pass to Jake Smith, out the back to Jake Hardy. He comes straight into Jacob Ellis's hands. Those two players know each other exceptionally well. Good tackle out there too by, I'm not sure who that was, but anyway, the ball goes left, and it's into Michael Rinkin's hands, and he's tackled by Isaac McCormick and Adam Gretsch. They're about 22 metres out from the Denman line. Pressure's right on the Devils here. Long pass from Chad Redmond out to James Bradley. Out the back to Will Newhouse. They come in hard on him, hard there. And they spill the ball out there. Jordan Watson, I think Denman are on. There's a double knock on there. Very, very slippery conditions already in this game, Reggie. It's playing havoc out there.
Yeah, no, definitely. You saw a little bit of a slip and a stumble there, and a big puddle of water come up. So it's not just a little bit of rain in it. It's getting pretty soaked out there, and it's not running off.
It is flogging down.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Denman can get to a good kick at the end of this set. They really need to complete this one and keep some pressure on Singleton.
Well, it's good to see the Denman boys are getting right up into the face. Their line speed is much, much better tonight than it was last Sunday afternoon. So Denman are trying to look for this penalty here. The ball went to Adam Hamilton, who took a breathing run up there, as good wingers do. Ball goes into number 11, and that was, I think that's Dan Reese. He takes a hit up there. Gretsch at dummy half, short pass to Benkovic, a little tip onto Andrew Pritchard. They're about 42 metres out from the Denman line. It is flogging down rain here. Slippery conditions for both sides here. Adam Gretsch at dummy half onto Isaac McCormack. McCormack runs hard, and he's held by three tacklers, one Dale Watson, the other one Tommy Johnson. He's just about 35 metres out from the Denman line. Long pass from Gretsch out to Luke Ruiz. Luke Ruiz to Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis gives a short pass to his brother Daniel. He cut out one player there, give it behind, and Daniel Ellis is tackled 25 metres out from the Singleton line. Ball goes to Luke Ruiz. He puts a long high kick up. It's going down Bailey Schultz's throat, and he cakes it well, young Schultzy, and he's tackled 4 metres out from his own line. Good tackle there by Lukey Ruiz. He fielded that well, and also
Reynard
Ladigan.
I'll tell you what, that was a great completion set for Denman.
Well, it was a good set. Good set. They finished right on the Singleton line. They need not to give a penalty away here. No stupid piggyback penalty. Here's Chad Redmond from dummy half. They're coming down the short right-hand side. Tommy Johnson comes forward and he goes straight into the hands of Dan Roos, and he swung out of that tackle. He was helped by Reynard Lag, and here's Michael Rink, and he goes forward and he's tackled well. Good run from Michael Rink. Great tackle from Gretsch underneath and Bengovic over the top. They come down that right-hand side. Chad Redmond kicks the ball out of dummy half. It goes straight down to Daniel Ellis, and I reckon he's taken that about 15 metres out from his own line. Will-o'-the-wisp Daniel Ellis, but these conditions will certainly be not favouring he himself and his brother Jacob, or for that matter all the other quick boys in both sides. Will Neuenhuis for one. Denman with the ball, short pass, it goes to I think that's Adam Hamilton, who's coming in from the wing. He has, and he's tackled about 30 metres out from his own line, 20 in from touch. Ball goes from Gretsch onto Zach Webb, and Webb gets tackled. Really good tackle around the legs there. Tommy Johnson over the top. Ball goes out the back to Luke Roos. Puts a high kick. I would have liked to have seen that a little bit deeper. It goes straight down. Bailey Schultz, and he's dropped it. 22 metres out from his own line. First mistake of the game and first real good handover for the home team here.
Do you know why? Because just as he was about to catch that, I was about to put the commentator's curse on him and say how great he is and reliable, but in these conditions...
It's a good battle of the back rowers out there, Reggie, isn't it?
Who dares wins?
Let's look at the back rowers. Tommy Johnson, Frank Paul, and also Michael Rinkin. And the back row for Denman is Isaac McCormick, Benkovic, and Dan Roos. Now, Geordie Mulheron is going to have his first run for Denman tonight. He's off the bench. He'll be a fresh reserve. He had to work last weekend, so it'll be interesting when Geordie Mulheron gets back on the park. Here's Zach Webb with the ball. Goes out the back line. He unloads it to Gretsch, and he goes down the right-hand side. It goes over to Mick McMorrow, and McMorrow's tackled 10 metres out from the Singleton line. Gretsch at dummy half. Short pass out there to, who's that young bloke? That's Joshy Scrimger. Scrimger is tackled about 2 metres out from the Singleton line. Pressure right on Gretsch. Got a big left-hand side split. Benkovic, short pass to Andrew Pritchard. He swivelled over, has he? No. He's just millimetres short, Gretsch at dummy half. He goes himself from dummy half. Has he got it down? Mark Basuni is calling a try, or has he? No, he's short. Benkovic at dummy half. Long pass out to Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis tries to put a little chip over the top. No, down through, and it's grounded by Will Neuenhuis. So there'll be a repeat set of 6 here. That's a positive start by the Denman team, Reggie.
Yeah, I don't think you were meant to make that pun either. You said out to Adam Gretsch, he's short.
Only you are thinking of that.
Oh, I love giving it to him. I love giving it to him.
That short pass from Benkovic to Andrew Pritchard. Pritchard only fell short by seriously only a millimetre or two. I thought he was held up, and then Gretsch went over himself from dummy half, but failed to score. Here's the dropout. It was collected on the 40-metre line by Daniel Ellis, and he give it straight to Josh Scrimger. So they find themselves 25 metres out from the Singleton line. Centre field. Ball goes down to the right-hand side from Gretsch to McCormick, and McCormick's tackled 17 metres out from this Singleton line. Out the back to Luke Roos. Long pass over to Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis is looking for that's happened, Reggie. He's intercepted it. Bailey Schultz. He tried to cut out over the top pass, and it just wasn't high enough. He had Adam Hamilton free. If it would have met its mark, he would have scored. But meanwhile, the ball's gone out the back, and Singleton is straight up right on the halfway line already. You spoke about it before the game, Reggie, that they were looking for it and they were watching like a hawk, and there it is. Here's Frank Paul, goes straight into Adam Gretsch and sent him reeling backwards, and he's tackled about 45 out from the Denman line. The ball comes down the right-hand side. Tommy Johnson's got the ball and he goes forward. Good tackle there by the second row, Dan Roos. Ball comes out of the right-hand side again. Jake Smith puts a little kick through. Is it too strong? I think it may be, and it's gone over the sideline about 5 metres in from the Denman line. The crowd is in our road there, so we do apologise that we cannot see the outcome of that kick, but it has gone into touch. Reggie, signs early. We called it before the game. Jacob's just got to be patient. He needs a forward short off him. There was plenty of room there to run a line there or run an unders line, but he elected to go over the top. And we said that Jake Hardy and the likes, they were reading him last week as well. So he just needs to bring something different to his game. The kid's got the ability, and there's no question he is very, very dangerous. I'd be happy if Jacob took the line on himself.
If he took that line on himself,
he's a brilliant ball runner.
The different thing was Schultz was up in the line, so he had to take that line on and draw Schultz in.
If he didn't take it, Adam Hamilton was over in the corner.
Yeah, but if he'd come across field and taken him out of the play, he puts the centre on to Adam Hamilton. So,
and let me tell you, Adam Hamilton he's not a small kid either.
I can't believe he's a winger, to be honest. He should be in the second row.
Here we go. Denman trying to get the ball out of their own red zone. Ball goes shy to Josh Scrimger at centre field, about 15 metres out from his own line. I think he's made it to the 20. Tackled by Dale Watson and Tommy Johnson. Michael Rinkin, I should say. Here's the ball here now. It's a penalty to the Denman side. Benkovic took that. Yeah, called him offside. Benkovic took that hit up and found a couple of very, very wary Singleton players there in a standing and offside position. That ball went sideways as well from Luke Roos. No, that was Isaac McCormack kicking for touch.
Yeah, he's got a fair boot on him, Isaac, but...
The beard or boot?
Boot.
Here we go.
No, he's beard.
Reynard Ladigan takes the tap restart, and he's tackled on the 40-metre line. Good tackle from Tommy Johnson, as always. That kid is just such a great, great little player. He's in everything. They're 30 metres out from the Singleton line now. Gretchen dummy half. He's got options left and right. He gives a short pass on to Dan Roos, who runs forward, doesn't make too much ground. He's hit hard at the advantage line by Jake Willis and also Dale Watson, the two big front rowers. 23 metres out. Ball goes to Benkovic, standing at the first receiver. On to Luke Roos. Luke Roos gives a ball out the back to Zach Webb, and he's hitting a good tackle early. They've made no ground, the Denman players. They've gone backwards in actual fact, and they're still about 25 metres out from the Singleton line. Ball goes out to the right-hand side onto Luke Roos. Short pass over to the corner there is Mick McMorrow. He's going to the line. Does he get it down, Reggie? No, he's shy. Another couple of millimetres. Big Mick McMorrow. Dummy half shows it out the back. It's loose on the ground. Big pick up. Great pick up there. Who was that, Reggie?
I cannot see for the life of me, to be honest.
That was the last, by the way. That was the last. And I think that was that...
number 10. Pritchard.
Pritchard fell on that ball. So it's a turnover there on the 6th. They've held the ball for a good set of 6. They've got Singleton here pegged right down there, centre field, 5 metres out from their own line. They do not want to give a penalty away here, the Denman boys. They need a great set of defensive set right now. Benkovic and also...
they're all off at the moment.
Here we go. There's a penalty. No. Dan Roos was all over him like a rash, but here's Michael Rinkin takes the ball forward. Adam Hamilton comes in from the wing to make a tackle with Dan Roos. 20 metres out from their own line, the Singleton boys. Tommy Johnson gets the ball and he's hitting a good tackle from Hamilton. Drags him down by the skull of the...
I think he's going to give away a penalty a bit for over-enthusiasm.
They come down the short side. The ball goes from Newenhouse on to Jake Hardy. They didn't finish the tackle and he's tackled. That's got to be the last, has it? Tackled on the 40. I don't know if I miscounted that, but anyway, Chad Redmond gets the ball. He puts it straight down, low kick and slides and skips in the rain, straight down the throat of Daniel Ellis, who did well to clean that ball up. And he's brought it up to about his own 40-metre line. Ball goes from Adam Hamilton. He goes forward and he's got a target on his back and he's coughed it up just on the halfway line. Jake Smith picks the ball up. They've got numbers out to the left. Ball goes to Jake Willis. On to James Bradley. He's got some gap. He's found a gap there. He's going forward and he's tackled out there. Well tackled. He's on the 20-metre line from the Denman, straight under the post. They are middle of the field, I should say. Jake Smith gets the ball onto Dale Watson, full of running. He's tackled there about 10 out from the Denman line, centre field. Here's Will Newenhouse, long pass out the back. Who's he found? I can't see that number, Reggie. Who is it?
Number 10.
Number 10 is Jake Willis, and Jake Willis is tackled only 5 metres out from the Denman line. Newenhouse at dummy half. Ball goes out to Frank Paul. Short pass on to Tommy Johnson. Long pass out there to Dale Watson. Dale Watson runs towards the line. He's tackled there. Good tackle there by the Denman boys. He's only 5 metres out again. It went across field there, but they're still on the attack. Pressure is on. Watson gets up and plays the ball. Ball goes out the back there to Jake Smith. But Smith gives it on to Johnson, and Johnson flicks it out the back. He did that last week to great effect. And Frank Paul's got the ball. He runs across field, finds the numbers to James Bradley. He comes in Dan one. He goes to another, flicks it out the back, but it goes over the sideline, Reggie.
Oh, that's a do or die moment there. Was that the last tackle? Or
No, I don't think it was.
Well,
a couple of flick passes in that set. It is very, very hard. I must say, I do apologise, but the numbers on the backs of the Singleton boys, very hard to see from up here. Right down there, the rain hasn't eased at all since it started just before the game kicked off. It's 22 minutes to go in this first half here in the Bengalla Group 21 competition. It's 0-0. Scrum feed to Denman. They're about 10 metres out, 20 in from touch from their own line. Scrum base win to the Denman boys, and I can't see who's got that ball. Might be Reynard Ladigan, short pass to Benkovic. Benkovic gets it to Hamilton. He's beaten one. He's beaten two. He gets around another. No, Tommy Johnson comes at him like a fair dinkum sheepdog and grabs him and knuckle drags him down to the ground. Benkovic at dummy half short. Flat pass to Dan Ruiz. And Dan Ruiz goes across field. Good tackle there by Tommy Johnson again. And also Mick Rinkin. Ball goes to Andrew Pritchard. He gets up over the halfway lane. There's Tommy Johnson in that tackle again, Reggie. Yeah. Fair dinkum, how much work is he getting through? He's helped by Dale Watson. Ball comes out to the right-hand side. Real lazy pass there. And Dan Ruiz had to bend down there and collect that ball. He didn't make any ground at all. That was from dummy half from Gretchy. Ball goes out the back to Luke Ruiz. Luke Ruiz puts a little chip up. Not deep enough for mine. It goes straight down to the throat of Will Newenhouse. And Newenhouse comes straight to Luke Ruiz. He beats him cold, and he comes again. He's beaten another two players in the tackle, and he stands and runs again. He's tackled on the 40-metre line. What a great broken play runner he is, Will Newenhouse. That was outstanding. That's it. Ball goes to Bailey Schultz there from dummy half, and he takes the pressure off the forwards and takes a run forward, and he's tackled just shy of the halfway line. Well, Denman are getting down here, but they're just ever so close. They just can't get over the line. These Singleton boys are outstanding runners in broken play, Reggie. They're just finding their feet, slowly find their feet, and they're going exceptionally well. Jimmy Bradley gets the ball on the left-hand side, just over halfway, and he puts a kick down, and great pick up there by Daniel Ellis. And Daniel Ellis has tackled 30 metres out, 10 in from touch from his own line.
He's lost his voice. I knew it was coming. Hey, look, Daniel Ellis picked that up at speed, and I thought for sure, for all money, that he was at pace and Singleton coming at him flat out. A bloke that size, he's probably 20 kgs tonight, but no, well done to Daniel. He's a quality fullback, but there's someone being called to the bench at the moment. He's going off for Denman. I can't see that Scrimmager.
Yeah, Josh Scrimmager's coming off. It'll be interesting to see who goes on. Probably Geordie Mulheron. Musselbrook, faux pas there. Denman have got the ball. Oh, great tackle. Daniel Ellis took the ball up over halfway and he unloaded it to... who was that? Dan Ruiz, and he got chopped in half by Frank Paul. Welcome to first grade Frankie Paul. Oh, and Luke Ruiz puts a chip over the top. He went through to try and retrieve, and it goes to ground. And who's that with the Singleton boys now?
That was two in that tackle.
No, he's called it. It was a late call. He called play on Mark Bassini. Yeah. It was a strip. It was a strip by Jacob Ellis, and he called play on. And Mark Bassini, he had his hands out as to play on. It was clear, but then he had another. He might have got a call from Nick Martin on this sideline here.
No, there's definitely two in the tackle. There was no question about it.
I was looking in the back play, to be quite honest, Reg.
Yeah, no, there was two in the tackle. There was one may have fallen off at that periodic moment, but
Denman have given away a piggyback penalty, and James Bradley has found touch right on the halfway line. Here's Michael Rinkin, and Rinkin takes the ball forward. He runs straight into Geordie Mulheron and also Reynard Ladigan. He's taken about 40 metres out from the Denman line. Ball goes from Redman out to Tommy Johnson, who's standing firm at first receiver, runs into Begovic and also Adam Gretsch. Ball goes out to the left-hand side to Dale Watson, who's parked himself at first receiver. He comes straight into the arms of Dan Roos. He's tackled 20 metres out. Short pass onto the right-hand side to Frank Paul, who tips it on to Tommy Johnson. Tommy Johnson goes over the back to Frank Paul. Ball goes out there onto the winger. And have I seen it? It went forward for mine, Reggie.
Yeah, it did. It goes forward. He called it. We can't get that.
Jeez, my eyes are bad, but it looked forward from here, and Mark Basuni, the referee, has called it so.
If they score in that corner, we cannot see it for all money.
That was Morgan Emity going over in the corner, was it? No, it wasn't. It was Bailey Schultz, my apologies. Good hands there from the from the Singleton back line. Frank Paul parked himself there a couple of occasions there and did a quick 1-2 with Tommy Johnson.
And it's still 0-0 on the DK Services scoreboard with 17 minutes to go in this second half.
First half, sorry.
I need a bed.
Well, both teams, they're completing their sets okay, Reggie. They're completing their sets
very
okay,
much.
but this wet weather's playing havoc, and full marks to all the teams. They're doing their best, and under the circumstances, it still hasn't stopped raining. So here we go. Scrum feed to Denman. They get the ball out the back there, and it goes another player there is tackled right on about his own 15-metre line. Gretsch at dummy half. Short pass out to the right here to Begovic. He runs straight forward to Dale Watson and also Michael Rinkin. He's picked up and taken sideways. They need some more forwards to go forward. Geordie Mulheren, and he'd be looking for a run. Here it is now. Ball goes to him straight there. He hits in behind the ruck, and he's tackled well there by Tommy Johnson. It was a good run.
That was a good run.
Really good run. He made about 15 metres. Good tackle from Dale Watson and Tommy Johnson. Out the back to Luke Roos. Those passes, those little kicks behind to Lukey Roos, it still looks like he's rushing those kicks, Reggie. I don't know whether they need to get some protection in front of him, some forwards to run there, because it's looking too predictable. Maybe it might take Jacob Ellis to get a ball first receiver and put it downtown into the corner, because them kicks are not going long at all. That was a poor kick, really. It's only made,
20 metres.
Well,
40 to 40.
Singleton going to have a scrum feed about 38 metres out from their own line. So that was a really poor kick. In these conditions, put it and peg it down into the far corners, both sides.
Put it up and put pressure on the fullback or the winger. We've seen Bailey Schultz drop one already, but you want to target him again just to see that confidence.
Scrum win to the Singleton boys, and it goes to Jake Hardy, and Jake Hardy gets the ball and he takes it forward, centre field, just shy of halfway. Here the ball goes to number 15. Number 15 is, who's that, Reggie? Ethan Edwards. Ethan Edwards is on the field there. I didn't see who's off, so there's they've coughed it up in that play, the ball, Ethan Edwards. It was pretty sloppy, and Denman now turnover to them. Mark Basuni's called a dodgy play the ball, and scrum feed to the Denman team, and it'll be right on the halfway line. Nil all here, 15 minutes to go in the first grade game. The Bengalla Group 21 round 2 clash between the home team Denman and Singleton. They played last week, and Singleton were victors, 26 points to 16. Very tight affair here tonight, and this wet weather is playing havoc and probably keeping the scores at a very low to start with.
That's another solid run. Who's that?
Geordie Mulheren again. Good tackle from Ethan Edwards and Dale Watson. Short pass on to Pritchard down the right-hand side, and he makes it another 5 metres. 30 metres out from the Singleton line. Centre field ball comes down to the left to Isaac McCormick. Full of running. He beats one, beats two. He looks to unload it, but he goes himself. Good run from Isaac. Michael Rinkin around the legs. Down this short side onto Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis takes it for the defence on himself, but they've found an offside penalty. Gretsch darted out of dummy half and gave it to Jacob Ellis, and Jacob ran himself. He didn't have a lot of room to move, but on this occasion he took the defence on, but it was a good tackle from Jakey Smith, but Mark Basuni has called an offside penalty.
That was a smart move by Jacob Ellis not to try and offload it. I thought for sure all money was going to offload it, but he'd take on that line. He's got to do that a few times.
So here's a tap restart. 10 in from touch, 10 out from the Singleton line. First receiver, Adam Hamilton. And Adam Hamilton runs forward. He goes under a high tackle there by Rinkin. Wasn't picked up by the referee. Dale Watson in there as well. Gretsch, short pass over to Andrew Pritchard. Has he got the ball down? I think he has, Reggie.
He has.
Mark Bassini's going to rule the spot. Point to the spot, I should say. 4-0 in favour of the home team. Denman, under 13 minutes to go. Good run from Hamilton there off the tap restart, Reggie. He really busted that defence up. He attracted 3 defenders and they were all involved in that tackle. And then Gretsch jumped out of dummy half and gave a short pass to Andrew Pritchard. And Pritchard carried 2 blokes over the line and to score a very, very good try.
Well, it was just the last change of footwork from Pritchard. That's all it was. Close to the line in these conditions, it's going to be hard to combat, really, when you've got players standing flat. They're too flat-footed. They're on the line, Singleton. They haven't moved up because they know what Gretsch is like out of dummy half. And he's, by all means, Andrew Pritchard, yeah, well done. Just that last-minute footwork got him over the try line. And I like the call from down here to the left. We've got people sitting in the cars. Yes, we're over. Game over. I don't know about that. It's been close pretty well at the moment, but as we see Watson coming off now for a well-deserved break, like I said, 4-0 kick to come on the DK Services scoreboard. He moves in, strikes it, nails it. 6-0 on the DK Services scoreboard. How long to go till half time?
I don't know, but I'm getting wet.
Are you? Is that what you're signalling to me? I couldn't tell what you were trying to tell me.
It's all right, we'll move.
As they take the ball, well, they're going to have to do a repeat set here, and by all money, we have to.
Oh my goodness!
We're going to have to do something about
that water. Is going to come all over your laptop here in a minute, Reggie.
Oh, I'll get it.
You sort it out. I'll keep talking here. Pritchard gets the ball from the kick-off. You need to go forward because that water will come all over this electrical equipment. Here's Benkovic down this left-hand side and he's tackled. Good run from the young fella. And he's tackled 25 metres out from his own line. Gets up and plays the ball. He gets pushed for his efforts there. Ball goes to Geordie Mulher and he comes down this left-hand side. Good run from Mulher and he's right on halfway. Adam Hamilton is dummy half. He goes forward and makes no ground.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, mate. Reggie, for all those listeners, Reggie was trying to get the water off and I pushed it and most of the water came down on him. But anyway, good take from Bailey Schultz. In the end there, Reggie was standing in front of me, so my apologies, everyone. Good take. They put a high ball up from about 40 out, the Denman boys, and great take there under real pressure was Bailey Schultz. So Singleton have got the ball. Will Neuenhouse is absolutely dynamite out of dummy half, but on this occasion he runs about 5 metres and he's well handled by Benkovic and Gretsch. Short pass to Frank Paul. Frank Paul takes it forward, takes 3 defenders to drag him down to the ground. He's up to halfway, bit of a leg pull, and that was, I mean, very seriously.
Silly. Very silly.
Did they think Mark Bassini was not going to see that?
Very, very silly.
And that was, I can't tell if that was Geordie Mulher or Reynard Ladigan who did that. But here they go. Singleton boys have got a repeat set. And we have under 10 minutes in the first half to go. And it's 6-0 to the home side, Denman Devils. James Bradley kicked for... No, he didn't. It was Jake Smith kicked for touch. And they're going to find themselves under pressure here with a Singleton ball. Tap restart to them 15 metres out from the Denman line. Full of attack here. Redmond at dummy half. Long ball out to Johnson. Johnson gets the ball, steps off his left in this wet conditions, and he's tackled about 10 metres out from the Denman line. Centre field. Ball goes to Redmond. Short pass. No, he fakes it. Gives it to Bradley. He steps off his left. That's what he does well, but not on this occasion, and he's hit well in a good tackle there. Still on the attack. Ball goes to Redmond. He takes off from dummy half. He's trying to dive over. They need to get under him. He's held up right about a half a metre out, just next to the left upright. So Singleton trying to level the scores up here. Ball goes out to Jake Smith. Shows an unders line to Frank Paul. Frank Paul goes forward and he's hitting a good tackle from Mull here, and I can't see who's over the top, but he's tackled about 10 out. Long, deep pass that was. Redmond at dummy half. Ball goes himself. He puts a little grubber kick through, and Daniel Ellis cleaned it up well there in his own in goal. It's going to be a line dropout, a set of 7. Well done to the boys. Was that Daniel or Jacob that retrieved that? Reggie, I think that was Daniel, yes?
Yeah, Daniel would be correct. I'm just trying to look at the moment. Our poor cameraman's dealing with a pole at the moment, so, yeah.
Go to the left.
To the left, other left.
Here's a line dropout straight down the throat of Jake Smith, and he gets the ball onto Rinken, and Rinken takes the ball up over the Denman 40. He comes to the defence. He's hitting a really good tackle there from Benkovic. 30 out from the Denman line centre field. Good battle between them two in the back row. Benkovic comes again. Good repeat there, and he's tackled there. Centre field. On that occasion, it was Ethan Edwards. Ball goes out the back, and he's knocked it on. Will Neuenhouse, I think. Is that Will Neuenhouse, Reggie?
For the life of me,
it was out the back. Poor old Will. He got a dodgy pass, and it was certainly not the greatest pass from dummy half there, and it went to ground. So a good pressure relieving changeover for the Denman side.
I'm just trying to get some warmth back into my body after someone tried to do the ice challenge on me.
It looked good.
Thanks.
Under 7 minutes to go. It's 6-0 here to Denman. Ball goes from the scrum base out to the right-hand side. 30 metres out from their own line on this occasion. Zach Webb gets the ball from the scrum base, and he's tackled. Ball goes out to Andrew Pritchard now. And Pritchard, they've called it forward from dummy half.
We had one of them last week,
That's
remember?
coach killer stuff, Reggie.
Yeah, we had one last weekend.
That's coach killer stuff.
Yeah.
It's coach killer stuff, but the thing is, the coach threw it.
We won't go down that path, but yeah, no, Aberdeen last weekend we saw it. Very rarely do they call them. It must be getting close to half time as Jai Bailey makes his way around out of the flogging down rain.
Well, he's got to be wet. He's been standing in the rain there next to the Two Rivers semi-trailer. Ball comes from the scrum base. Bradley picks it up, gives a short pass out to Jake Smith, who takes on the defend. He gives it on to Jake Hardy, and Hardy's tackled about 20 metres out from the Denman line. Will Neuenhouse at dummy half. Short pass to Tommy Johnson. How many times have I said that tonight, that Tom Johnson is a first receiver? Good tackle there from Benkovic. Centre field and Adam Gretsch. Ball comes to the right-hand side. Frank Paul full of running. He charges at the defensive line. He's tackled about 3 metres out. Really good tackle there from Reynard Ladigan, and the Denman boy down hurt. I don't know who that is. Dummy half, Chad Redmond takes off from dummy half, and he's held up about 1 metre out, but that injured Denman player is down. So they'll be the game is held up at the moment. I think that was Reynard Ladigan in there on Frank Paul, Reggie. I can't see who that Denman player is down at the moment, mate.
Look, I thought it was number 8, but yeah, it is.
No, that is Reynard. That was Reynard on the ground.
It's a 3.
It's number 3, yes.
Trying to pick it out of this weather.
Reynard and Geordie Mulheron made that tackle on Frank Paul. He was full of running, Frank Paul. So it's going to be a Singleton ball. Tommy Johnson at dummy half. They're about 1 metre out from the Denman line. Long pass out to Smith. Equally long pass to Bradley. He's looking for support. He goes nowhere. He's jogging back left and right. He's really dangerous in broken play, but he's held well there by Isaac McCormick and Zach Webb. Ball down the short left-hand side. Kick chip through, and who's got that? As Mick McMorrow dived on that in his own in goal. That's going to be another tap, line drop-out restart for the Denman boys there. So really good under pressure there, the Denman side. James Bradley, he was trying to look for some runners, but he had nothing. Nothing came forward, Reg, and he was just jinking left and right there, and the defence really belted him hard. They're really dangerous. They're looking for that short side play all the time, the Singleton boys.
I think they're just too flat, mate. That's the problem. They've got to get a bit deeper, and Will Neuenhouse needs to float around the back in those situations.
He's so deadly from dummy half. Him and Tommy Johnson have got an unbelievable combination going.
I was going to say Choppy Mackay then. I was going to say, yeah, he is dangerous from dummy half as well.
Very good broken play runner. So there's time out here at the moment. I think Denman might have a blood bin. Jai Bailey just walked past, and he is soaking wet.
He's been standing over that other side without an umbrella.
He's got a hoodie on, so that makes all the difference. Someone from Denman receiving attention in the background there in the in goal. There's under 4 minutes to go. It's 6-0 here in the for the DK Services scoreboard in the Bengalla Group 21 round 2 clash. Is that Benkovic going to take that line drop out, Reg? He can't be serious. No, he has. He hasn't. He's given it on to Luke Roos. Luke Roos puts a real dodgy kick through, but the wet weather has zipped it through to Will Neuenhuis, and Will Neuenhuis runs straight at forward and gives it to Frank Paul, who charges in the defence. Good tackle from Geordie Mulheron. Short pass there, 30 out to Tommy Johnson, and Johnson gets the ball. He's tackled about 20 metres out centre field from the Denman line. Redmond at dummy half, out the left-hand side to Bradley. Good ball there. I couldn't see who picked that up there, that Singleton player, but Redmond's at dummy half. He comes down the right-hand side. Is that Rinkin? He goes forward, or Ethan Edwards. My apologies. Rain is flogging down here at the moment. They're only about 5 metres out centre field from the Denman line. Redmond on to Bradley. Bradley gets the ball over to another Singleton player. Can't see that. They go down that short side again. Who's that winger over there? Morgan Emity. Has Morgan Emity scored? He's gone into touch.
20-metre restart.
Oh, well, there's 3 sets of 6, maybe 4, that the Denman boys have held on there particularly well.
Let me just tell you, Jai Bailey was standing in front of us when that happened, and he's ripped the hoodie off and gone to the dressing sheds. He's not happy.
No.
He ripped that off.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the first half, and it is 6-0 to the Denman Devils. Their first home ground clash of the season. Gretsch at dummy half. Adam Hamilton took that ball up in a really good run. Gretsch at dummy half, and he threw that ball out there to Benkovic. Short pass. It comes back down the left-hand side, and it gets on to Mulheron again, and he goes forward, and he's up over the... No, he's just shy of the halfway. Benkovic, first receiver, charges again to Tommy Johnson, and Johnson takes him down the legs. A really good tackle. Sorry, my apologies. That was Ethan Edwards. My apologies. They look very similar from this distance. They're up over the 40-metre line now, straight out from the Singleton line, and he's lost that ball in the tackle. Who was that?
Number 11.
Dan Roos has coughed that ball up. So there's a turnover. They do not want a try here to the Singleton boys. Under 2 minutes to go in this first half, and it is 6-0. So it's a turnover again, and Singleton will have this scrum feed right on the 40-metre line, 20 in from touch on their own side of the field.
And of course, that try scorer for Denman was Andrew Pritchard and converted by Luke Roos. So 6-0, under 2 minutes on the DK Heavies.
From the base of the scrum, Bradley gets the ball on to Jake Smith. They charge down. Who was that, Reggie? That was Jacob Ellis, was it? He's picked the ball up. They tried the little 1-2 kicking from a distance with only under 2 minutes to go. Jake Smith from the scrum base. He had heaps of runners, but he tried to put a downtown kick in. Anyway, Gretsch has got the ball. 15 out from the Singleton line. He's given it on to Hamilton. He's a lump of a lad. Fair income. It's taking 3 players. They still haven't put him to ground. He's right under the post, 5 metres out. He's Gretsch from dummy half. Goes to Jacob Ellis. He takes the line on himself. He's ankle tapped by Jake Hardy, but good clean up by Jake Smith. It's a penalty. Hands on the ball, Mark Bassini said.
You'd take the 2.
In these conditions? Yep.
You would.
There's 30 seconds to go here in the first half. It's 6-0. So Adam Gretsch is going to take a shot at goal, wind this clock down. Well, that was really bizarre. That was really bizarre. Let's talk it through because it happened so quickly, Reggie. From the scrum base on the 40-metre line, James Bradley got the ball. He gave the ball to Jake Smith, who had it all set with runners left and right. He was going to put a downtown kick in straight away, but Jacob Ellis charged it down immediately, and with the help of Adam Hamilton, they jumped on it and kicked the ball through, and Jacob retrieved the ball. It then went into the attack that we called. So straight from the scrum base, that was incredible.
Yeah, it was sort of an irregular play too. When and you've got the speed in the Denman backline like Daniel Ellis and Jacob Ellis. Foot race against Bailey Schulz. I know I stirred up last week and said that Bailey should have beat him. No, there's no way.
Well, Daniel Ellis was in the line, so in the defensive line. So yeah, well, look, very quick. So here's Luke Rees, kicks the ball. It's straight over the post.
Missed it.
No,
that missed.
You serious?
Yeah, it went to the left.
Geez, you got better eyes than me, Reggie.
I'm doing all right for age.
That looked like it was straight over the black dot.
Well, that's it. It's 6-0 here in Denman for the Bengalla Group 21 on the DK Heavy Plant Services scoreboard. 6-0. We're going to take a quick break and a bit of music from Carrot and the Collective, who has been supporting the Footy Fever team, and we'll be back to discuss our half-time break. Singleton on the back foot here a bit at the moment, and Denman really getting to that kick chase. So,
well, their defence was outstanding. The Denman boys' defence late in that first half, because Singleton were really putting the blowtorch on them. Reggie, they had 3 or 4 sets that the Denman boys held on and finished well. Still a couple of loose turnovers there from both sides, and Jai Bailey won't be happy. You were spot on. He was going off deluxe here, right on the corner in front of us here, after that Morgan Emity failed try out there in the far left-hand side of the field.
Well, who was it to pass the ball? That's what I can't recall. Someone went from dummy half, and it was a bad option. It was a very, very bad option.
Just to all our listeners, if you see us pause somewhat, we've been provided with a gazebo here, and the rain is still tumbling down. We have to just pull the front of the gazebo here now and then to get the water off it. It is a very healthy rain that we are getting. So here's the time on. Second half, 40 minutes, 6-0 in favour of the home side, Denman, in the Bengalla Group 21 Round 2 clash. So I'll do my best to give you as much as I can here. Early turnover. That ball, first receiver onto Tommy Johnson, 22 metres out from his own line. It was a long pass out to Tom, and Jono put the ball down. It went straight into his chest.
It went behind him.
Okay.
It did. It was thrown behind him. He's turned to catch it, so...
Centre field, Denman on the attack. Scrum feed to them. Jacob Ellis puts the ball in. It comes down this left-hand side to brother Daniel. Daniel dances around. He's hitting a really good tackle there by Michael Rinkin. And Rinkin gets up. Ball goes on to, who's that, Reggie? I can't see that Denman number. It is flogging down rain here. My apologies, everyone.
I think that might be Adam Hamilton, maybe.
Here's Gretsch from dummy half, gets the ball onto McCormick, and McCormick charges at the line. Is he over, Reggie?
Yes.
I think he is. No, he's shy. Just short. Who's gone from dummy half? Is it Gretchy? No. Mark Bassini is saying it was no try. Isaac McCormick went ever so close, and Gretsch took off from dummy half again. Gretsch is going to play the ball 10 metres out from their Singleton line. Short pass on to Bengovic. He charges forward. He finds himself only about 2 metres from the try line. He gets up, good quick play the ball. Out the back to Ruiz. Ruiz gives a short pass over there. I can't see that number. Is that not Tommy Mann? My apologies, everyone. Very hard to see. Gretsch from dummy half onto Luke Ruiz. That was early in the tackle count, Reggie, and he put the chip forward, and it went straight down to one of the Singleton players' throats, and he's collected it exceptionally well. Don't know why that kick was even put on, Reggie. It wasn't the last. Will Newenhouse takes off from dummy half now. Good run from Newenhouse. 30 metres out from his own line. Ball comes down this left-hand side. And I think that is one of the reserves on. That might be Cody Argent for the Singleton side. Here's Frank Paul. Frank Paul goes forward. Good tackle around the legs from Bengovic. Skipped him up and finished off by Gretsch. Ball goes, they're in the Denman half now. But Redmond goes from dummy half. Tommy Johnson pushes Will Newenhouse out of the road. He's into dummy half. Ball goes long out the back to James Bradley. He goes to kick it. He puts a little chip in and goes straight down. Daniel Ellis sliding catch into the ball. 21 metres out from his own line, centre field. James Bradley faked the kick, a long one, but he put a little chip over. Good run from Jimmy Bradley, but Daniel Ellis equally as good with that collect.
That was a good play.
Was a great play. Here's the ball now onto number 14 for Denman, and that's Geordie Mulheron down that left-hand side, 38 metres out from his own line. Ball goes on to Adam Hamilton, who's been absolutely dominant in his first game against his old team, for his first game for his new club. Gretsch at dummy half, goes down the left-hand side, gives it to his centre in Zach Webb, and he goes forward up to halfway down the left-hand side. It goes over to Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis puts a rush kick through. It goes nowhere, straight down the throat of Jimmy Bradley. And he's tackled there by Daniel Ellis, just on his own side of halfway. Who's that? Is that Jake Hardy from dummy half? I think it is. It is. And he's tackled right on Harwell, just shy of his own halfway. Ball goes here to Will Newenhouse. How many times have I said that tonight, Reggie, that Will Newenhouse has gone from dummy half and made ground? Fair dinkum. What a runner. Here's Jordan Watson, and Jordan Watson takes off from dummy half, and he gets to 35 metres out from the Denman line, 20 in from touch. Down this short left-hand side to Johnson. Johnson gives us an inside ball onto Will Newenhouse. Someone's in the background for Denman. It's McMorrow, but he struggles back to his position. Pritchard holds him up. 21 metres out. Redmond gets the ball, goes down and kicks it over the head of that first line from 15 metres out, and it goes. Luke Rees has collected it right on his own 10-metre line. Webb at dummy half, goes infield, goes straight into the arms of a good tackle there by number 15.
Number 3. Which is, you've just smashed your glasses and thrown your scoreboard around. It is 6-0 still in favour of Denman here on the DK Heavy Plant Services scoreboard. Adam Gretsch folded back 35 metres out centre of the field.
That was Ethan Edwards. Number 15, Reggie, I was trying to remember. Here's the ball. Denman with their possession. Gets to Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis dances around, goes 5 metres downtown, but a really good tackle there from Ethan Edwards again. Ball goes here. Another midfield bomb from Isaac McCormick for fair dinkum, boys. Get it down into the corner. He regains that ball, Isaac McCormick, who then puts a dribble kick through to Will Newenhouse, who retrieves it, and an accidental offside from Newenhouse to the winger, which was Morgan Emity. So Denman have received a penalty, maybe 15 metres out from the Singleton line. Well, that was a comedy of errors.
It was a very lucky play. That's what that was.
Isaac McCormick put a midfield bomb from his own 40. He went about 15 metres, he collected it, and then put another kick forward. Pressure on. Denman ball. Charges forward there, the front row. I think that's Pritchard, and he's tackled about 3 metres out, 2 metres out from the Singleton line, 15 in from touch. Gretsch from dummy half goes to Benkovic standing flat. He's looked for runners, no one there. He goes himself. He's tackled 10 out from the Singleton line. Gretsch at dummy half. Ball goes short to Isaac McCormick. He's charging at the line. He's trying to get over. He's right next to the left-hand upright there. Gretsch at dummy half again. Straight under the post they are, a metre out. Long pass out to Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis goes himself. He comes across field. Plenty of speed. Gives a short pass on to Zach Webb. He gives it on to Hamilton. Has scored in the corner, is it? Or is it Mick McMorrow?
Mick McMorrow would have been, but we absolutely...
We were unsighted there, ladies and gentlemen. The crowd, the shelter here at the Demneil Barry stand was in our road in this corner, so we are restricted in vision. But what a great run from Jacob Ellis. Ran across field, gave the ball on to Zach Webb, who in turn gave the ball to Mick McMorrow, who scored in the corner. So Luke Rees, after 7 minutes of the second half, will try and convert that try to make it 12-0. It's 10-0 now. 7 minutes gone in the second half, courtesy of DK Heavy Plant Services on our scoreboard.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, we said it at the beginning of the match, this rain would affect things, but I tell you what, it didn't affect Jacob Ellis' speed then. We were worried about that, but straight across field, no one came up. No one moved off that line.
Well, they were short down this on their left-hand side defence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No one moved up to shut him down, though, either. Jai Bailey would be filthy about that. Like, you know, he might as well have worked a couple of GoPros on and we could have got some better footage. But he's moved in, he's kicked the ball, and he's nailed it from the sideline.
You are joking. What a kick in the rain.
There you go.
12-0, 33 minutes to go in this game. Kick from Luke Rees.
Wow.
One criticism, Reggie, they need to put the ball deep into the corners, for goodness sake. These midfield bombs are just not doing it for them. They need to play as far down there as they possibly can. Here's the restart from Jimmy Bradley. Got to be smart here. Danielus goes forward. No, he chopped it backwards.
I know it went back, but...
And it went straight in the arms then of Andrew Pritchard.
He put himself in an awkward position.
Gets the ball right on his own 20-metre line. He's going to play it. Did he cough that up? He did. Oh, my goodness, Reggie.
Well, look, the weather is playing a bit of an effort in this game and hampering things. But now, Singleton, if Denman scored that try, Singleton get a bit of a capitalisation on this one. Well, we're in for a strong finish. For
those listeners, Andrew Pritchard he got up to play the ball and he dropped it cold as a spud. And Singleton will have the possession, scrum feed, middle of the field, 20 metres out from the Denman line. Ball goes to Bailey Schultz and he goes forward, makes about 3 metres. Daniel Lillis, the tackler. There's no fullback in place. Number 17, I think, is Jaden Stewart, and Stewart takes a good run forward. He's tackled about 5 out. Ball goes to Tommy Johnson. It goes behind him again. It's not knocked on. I thought he raked it back towards the Denman line, but Bassooni said play on. They're short out on the left-hand side, Denman. Here's Frank Paul, goes forward in the middle of the ruck. Great tackle there. Great tackle there from Geordie Mulher and Gretsch over the top. Ball goes long out to the right to Jake Smith. Out the back to Neuenhouse. On to Jimmy Bradley. No, that's Jake Hardy. My apology. He put the chip forward to come off a Denman player. He's regathered it. He gets it back. Number 15 is Ethan Edwards. He's taken back down about 18 metres out from the Denman line. Neuenhouse at dummy half. Takes off again. Little kick through. Daniel Ellis equal to it. No, he coughs it up. And James Bradley flicked it past. He collects it. Flick passes it back onto Will Neuenhouse. He's dragged down a metre out from the Denman line. Thomas Johnson at dummy half. Long ball out to Frank Paul. Frank Paul short pass out the back there to Ethan Edwards, who's trying to crawl over there with 2-3 Denman players hanging off him. Ball's Redmond at dummy half. Gives a short pass out to Frank Paul. On to Tommy Johnson. He's only 2 metres out. He's dragged down again. Good defence, Zach Webb. Ball, Redmond at dummy half. He goes himself. He's trying to dive over. He unloads it out the back to James Bradley. Chip over there. He's only got to catch it and he scored. He does. Jaden Stewart was standing out on the wing. They were short, Denman. Jimmy Bradley put the little kick over the back line from 5 metres out. There was no winger. Everyone had condensed in. The defensive line had squeezed up. And Jimmy Bradley saw that in the quick as a flash. Little chip over the top. And Jaden Stewart, number 17, caught the ball from a metre out and just placed it down into the corner. Good try and a good hit back from the Singleton side. Well, Reggie, there was a comedy of errors in the middle of the field there. Fair dinkum. Denman had the ball back and then they coughed it up early again.
Oh, mate, look, we volunteered to do this, and I'm not happy. That was the first time I had a chance at winning a double. And I had 10-1. He didn't score.
Andrew Pritchard's going off the field for Denman. I can't see who's come on at this stage, Reggie. Andrew Pritchard is walked straight behind Will Neuenhouse and said, good luck for the kick, Will. Will Neuenhouse didn't miss any kicks last week. Let me give you the tip, Reg.
This one's only, half a metre in from the sideline, over about 22 metres out. Same side of the field that Luke Rees just nailed it from the sideline. So let's see what Will Neuenhouse has got. He's a freakish player.
Mate, I'd like $1 for every time I've said Neuenhouse at dummy half and he's taken off. He has just had a blinder of a game and there's been some very good performers out there for both teams. Neuenhouse trying to convert this try. From the sideline, 22 metres out, moves in, strikes it. It's coming around, but not enough. It's going to be short, just to the right. It's 12 points to 4 here. 28 minutes to go in this second half.
And can I just say, very rarely do we compliment the referees, but I reckon Mears has done a great job here tonight letting it flow.
I couldn't agree more, Reggie. Couldn't agree more. So the kick restart here on the Bengalla Group 21 round 2 clash between Denman and Singleton. It's 12 points to 4. clock has just wound itself down to about 26 minutes to go here in the match. Luke Ruiz with the kick-off. It goes down about 10 metres out. Ball goes to Tommy Johnson, and Johnson gets the ball and he's tackled centre field about 15 out from his own line. Good tackle from Benkovic. He gets the ball from dummy half and he comes across again. He's held in a really good tackle there from Benkovic again. Is that Will Newhouse from dummy half? Fair dinkum. He gets to his own 40. Ball goes out to the right-hand side of the field. It comes over there from Jake Smith onto one of the front rowers. I think that's Dale Watson. And they come back down the right-hand side now. And they're over halfway, 45 metres out. It's the last tackle.
Here comes a bomb.
Out the back, Jake Smith. Big kick forward. It's going down. It's bounced against him, but Adam Hamilton done well there. It bounced at right angles. Daniel Ellis and Hamilton let that ball bounce, and that Singleton player may have only been millimetres from retrieving it, but Hamilton did well to pounce on that that ball that was bouncing all over the place. Here's Gretsch. Short pass to Benkovic, who charges forward. What a good run. 12-metre gain there, straight into the arms of Frank Paul and Tommy Johnson. Ball comes out then to Zach Webb. Goes well. Go over halfway. Good run from Zach Webb. Gretsch at dummy half onto Benkovic again. First receiver. He goes forward. Oh, it's knocked out of his hands from, who was that tackler? Ethan Edwards, I think it was, Reggie.
Yeah, he's lost.
No, it was that. Yes, it was Ethan Edwards. Slippery conditions, and he got belted straight where that ball was, and after two really good straight hit-ups from himself and Zach Webb, it's a Singleton, it's a Denman turnover, and Singleton will have a scrum feed now on their about 35 metres out from their own line. 12 points to 4. Under 25 minutes to go. 24 minutes to go, I should say. Centre field, the scrum is packed.
There we go.
Ball comes from the scrum base out to the left-hand attacking line of Denman. They're just shy of halfway. Will Newhouse at dummy half. Ball goes on to number 14, Cody Argent. And Argent charges forward and he's tackled by Scrimger. Here's Frank Paul down this left-hand side, and he comes to Luke Ruiz, and he's hitting a good tackle over the top from Dan Ruiz and Zach Webb. He gets up to play at 35 out. Ball goes out the back to Jimmy Bradley. On to Thomas Johnson. Short pass on to Dale Watson, and he's hitting a really good tackle from Benkovic, and I think that's Nathan Barry. Here's the ball out to the left-hand edge again. On to Jimmy Bradley, and Jimmy Bradley gives a short pass to Jordan Watson. He stands in the tackle. He gives it back to James Bradley, and Bradley gets up over the 20. It's the last. There's going to be a high ball here. Everyone on their toes. Ball goes right out the back from out to Jakey Smith. He puts the ball. It's going to come back down. Oh, has he timed it? No, Adam Hamilton hasn't timed it. He's coughed it up. And one of the Denman players has regathered it, and they've brought him over the try line. So he's held up in the in-goal area, and the Singleton boys are now going to have a restart, 10 out from the Denman line. Well, Adam Hamilton went up early there, Reggie, and it came straight off his chest into the arms of that Singleton player who's slow to get up off the ground.
I think he was hoping for a bit more hang time like Michael Jordan there, but yeah, he definitely jumped a bit too early, and great pressure by the Singleton players.
Jake Smith?
Yeah, Jake Smith.
Jake Smith got the ball, but he's a little bit wary, but he's back into the attacking line. Ethan Edwards plays the ball. Redmond goes across field, gives it out the back to Bradley. In turn, gives to Newhouse on to Jordan Watson. Jordan Watson comes to Zach Webb, who pulls him down about 8 metres out, 2 metres in from touch. Newhouse at dummy half on to Cody Argent. He charges at the line. He's about 3 metres out from the Denman line. Ball goes out the back to Tommy Johnson. He fakes to give a short pass. He's still going forward. He must be close, Reggie. He's just shy, Tommy Johnson. Redmond at dummy half. That was an ordinary play, the ball, and Basuni's called it.
Tommy Johnson not happy with it there, but he did lose it clean. No.
We're wasting our time with that referee with the rain, Reggie. We're wasting our time trying to listen to it. There's so much chatter out there at the moment. So a let off for the Denman boys. equally as frustrated would be the Singleton halves in particular. Tommy Johnson's first receiver and Will Neuenhouse at dummy half just about every play. Jake Smith is hobbling in the background. He's just packed down at lock. So Jimmy Bradley's at half. Here's the ball, comes out of the scrum base, and it goes from Luke Ruiz, and it's passed on to
Reinhard Ladigan.
Reynard plays the ball 18 metres out from his own line. Ball goes on to Gretsch, and he passes it out to Hamilton, and Hamilton still going forward, Reggie. He's up over the 30. What a great run from the big fella.
Yeah, well, I think he cemented himself a spot in first grade.
Here's Dan Ruiz now, and Dan Ruiz takes it off forward, and he's about 35 out from his own line, centre field. Here's Gretsch down the short side onto Benkovic, tips it on to number 14, Geordie Mulheron, who makes his way right on the halfway line now. Gretsch at dummy half looking for his pivots left and right. Ball goes on to Scrimger, and Scrimger charged into the Singleton defensive line. He's hitting a really good tackle from Tommy Johnson and big Dale Watson, I think that is. Ball goes to Luke Ruiz. He puts a high kick up. It doesn't go too far, but it's straight down Morgan Amity. Oh, he's juggled it. Has that gone forward? He has called it forward. The Singleton number 17 was Jaden Stewart. I think he's taken the place of Morgan Amity, Reggie. Morgan Amity is off the field, I believe, and Jaden Stewart has taken that his wing spot out there. So that high ball certainly played havoc there with Jaden Stewart, number 17.
Yeah, the same side where Morgan Amity was, and of course that rain really coming down here at Denman at the moment. We're not going to complain about rain. We need it in our area, but it's definitely a different ball game. It's added a different direction for where we were last weekend down there at Singleton.
Scrum food to the Denman boys. 15 out. Daniel Ellis is the first receiver. Beats one. He's wrestled to the ground about 10 metres out, directly in front of the post. Gretsch at dummy half. Options left and right. Ball goes on to one of the Denman boys, and he's tackled 5 metres out. Need a good defensive set here, Singleton. Gretsch at dummy half. Short plays an unders roll with Josh Scrimger, who's tackled there. They read that well. Gretsch at dummy half again, only 1.5 metres out. Ball goes long out to Jacob Ellis. Short pass on to Geordie Mulheron. He gets through one. He's only 1 millimetres out, Reggie. They've got to go down that left-hand side for sure. Slow play the ball. Ball comes out the back onto Jacob Ellis, who comes back over to the open side. Short pass again there. Over to Zach Webb. Zach Webb jinks off his right, goes through another tackler. Goes through, tries to unload, but he doesn't. He's skull dragged to the ground. It's the last. Gretsch at dummy half. They need a repeat set. That was ordinary from dummy half. Wasted, Reggie. Wasted.
I'd hook him. Get him off.
Well, that's the coach. Or was it Luke Ruiz?
No, it was Gretsch.
It might have been Luke Ruiz.
Oh, we've got a Singleton player down again.
Never mind. Good set of 6. So they're going to have a turnover on the last there, exactly where they want it, right in that right-hand corner, about 5 metres out from the Singleton line. So they need a good defensive set and no stupidity with a piggyback penalty here.
So just to update, 12 points to 4 in favour of Denman.
20 minutes to go in this game.
On the DK Heavy Plant Services scoreboard. 2 conversions to Luke Rees while we've got this break. Andrew Pritchard opening the try account. Mick McMorrow with the second try, and the single try for Singleton was Jaden Stewart.
Reggie, I have a feeling that was Jimmy Bradley down, and he's limping as well. So both halves, Jimmy Bradley and Jake Smith for Singleton, have some little niggling leg injuries. It's not good for those two guys, even though Will Neuenhouse and Tommy Johnson have been doing the majority of the distributing. Here's Tommy Johnson, first receiver, takes the ball forward, and he's hitting a good tackle from Gretsch and Benkovic. Comes down this short left onto, I think that's big Dale Watson, and Watson takes the ball forward, gets to about his own 20, 15 in from touch. Here's Johnson again, first receiver. Fair dinkum, I've called that a lot of times tonight, Reg.
Yeah, Johnson, again, one of the best players out there on the field for Singleton, but the solid defence at the moment by Denman.
Yeah, very good indeed, Reggie. There's some boys in that back row that are getting through a mountain.
That's a good kick.
Here's an early kick and it goes down to Daniel Ellis. He retrieves it about 18 metres out from his own line. He gets the ball. He goes through. He comes to Will Newenhouse and he goes around him, but he's hitting a really good tackle there from Jaden Stewart. Here's the ball from McMorrow. McMorrow takes off from dummy half, makes about a metre. Really good tackle again from Jaden Stewart. Dale Watson over the top. Ball comes from Daniel Ellis at dummy half and gives it to Zach Webb. He gets to the 40 and he's monstered by 3 Singleton players. And what is this penalty, Reggie? What's Bassini called? Across the throat. He's called a high tackle on Zach Webb, and that was from Jay Ferry and also Frank Paul. Jay Ferry's on number 16.
Well, that was a bit of a let-off for the Denman boys, of course.
12 points to 4. There's under 19 minutes to go on the DK Heavy Plant Services scoreboard. 12 points to 4 here in favour of the home team. They're going to have a tap restart right on the halfway line. Webb gets the ball. He takes the tap forward and he goes straight to Tommy Johnson and Jay Willis. Jake Willis, my apologies. Ball goes from Gretsch, gets the ball onto Dan Rees, and he charges up, and he's hitting a really good tackle there, 40 metres out from the Singleton line. Ball goes down that left-hand side to Pritchard, who tips it on to Scrimger, and Scrimger is tackled 30 metres out centre field from the Singleton try line. Gretsch at dummy half, plenty of numbers out to the left, out the back to Benkovic, nearly an intercept again, but it's gone to Mulherron, and Mulherron beat 1. And he's tackled 10 metres out from the Singleton line. Ball goes out the left-hand side onto, I can't see who that boy is, Reggie. That number is really vague from this distance in that left-hand corner. He's only a metre out from the line. He's going to get up and play the ball. They've got a full back line here out to the right. Gretsch at dummy half. He kicks a little ball through. Is it he going to get tackled in his own in goal? No, he's just over the try line. So good set of defence here by the Denman boys is needed. He goes to Dale Watson, who charges forward. Good run from Watson. He's centre field. He's made about 10 metres there. Hitting a good tackle from Dan Rees and Adam Gretsch. Ball goes to another Singleton player. Good tackle. Quick play the ball. Luke Rees played that ball. He's who's that? That is Will Newenhouse again. Fair income. Taking the ball forward from dummy half. These little fellas can certainly motor. Here's the ball onto Tommy Johnson, first receiver out to the left-hand side. He's tackled. He's right just shy of the 40-metre line on his own side of half. Ball goes down to that right-hand side. It comes forward to the winger. It's called forward.
It was forward, yeah.
And that was Bailey Schultz, who ran around Adam Hamilton. He thought all his Christmases had come at once, but Mark Bassini called that last pass forward. So under 17 minutes to go in the DK Heavy Plant Services scoreboard at 12-4 to the home team, Denman, in the Bengalla Group 21 round 2 clash out here at Denman Oval.
It's actually Nick Martin. He stopped still. First time I actually caught the touch judge out the corner of my eye during a match, but he a great call. It was a forward pass. We didn't have the best angle here, but it was flat. But yeah, great call by Nick Martin, Johnny on the spot. I'll tell you what, Denman are going to have to complete this set.
From the scrum base, Jacob Ellis got the ball to Zach Webb, and Webby goes up and he's tackled on the Singleton 40. Scrimger gets the ball and he charges forward. He got under a really heavy tackle there from Jay Ferry, I think that was, and kept going forward. Here's Gretsch, short pass to Pritchard, who charges in behind the ruck. Really good run. He's made about 15 metres there. Those centre field, they're only about 15 out from the line. Gretsch at dummy half, options both left and right. Benkovic gets the ball first receiver. Back to Gretsch on a wraparound. Ball goes to Daniel Ellis. Nowhere to go. He stands still. They try to drag him over the sideline, and they have. No room to move there at all in wet conditions. And Daniel Ellis, 5 metres out from the Singleton line, got dragged over the sideline. So, unfortunately, there for the Devils, nothing amounted to in that set of 6.
Well, definitely the wet weather conditions are favouring the Denman side.
And you've got to stay away from the sideline, but you've really got to stay away from the sideline. Both teams are playing this short side, but they're gambling. You get hit if you don't break the first tackle and get skull dragged, they'll drag you 5 metres straight over the sideline. So you've got to be smarter here, boys. Both sides. Scrum feed to the Singleton side. Jimmy Bradley puts the ball in, comes out the back to Newenhouse, and Newenhouse gets the ball and he's tackled centre field 10 metres out from his own line.
Redmond at dummy half. Short pass out there. I think that is Watson, is it? Or Ethan Edwards?
We're just waiting for the video.
Nevertheless, 20 metres out from their own line. Here's Frank Paul down this left-hand side. He's hitting a really good tackle from Bankovic around the legs and Gretsch over the top. He early kick. They're looking for the 40-20. It goes straight down, but Daniel Ellis, equal to the task, collects it on the full, 20 metres out from his own line. He charges for it and he gets up over the 40. Really good run, but he's hitting a solid tackle from Tommy Johnson and also Cody Argent, I think that is. No, Jake Smith, my apologies. They're at the halfway line now, the Devils. Ball goes to Benkovic, first receiver. He goes forward, full of running. He has had a fair game tonight, the young fella, Reggie.
Yeah, no, he's
defence has been outstanding. Here's Zach Webb down the left-hand side now. Goes in back behind the ruck and he's wrestled to the ground with 3 or 4 players hanging off him. They're about 35 metres out from the Singleton line. Gretsch at dummy half. Short pass to Scrimger. And Scrimger runs into the arms of Big Dale Watson. Last tackle. What are they going to do here with a good repeat set? Jacob Ellis. First time he's put boot to ball tonight. And has it gone out on the full? No, it's bounced in. It's tipped backwards. It's play on. They're calling play on, Reggie, and he's over for a try.
Look, I can't.
Well, it was an ordinary kick from Jacob Ellis. I think everyone thought it was going over the sideline from about 10 out from the Singleton corner post. It failed to go over the sideline, but they let it bounce. It bounced at right angles infield. One of the one of the Singleton players jumped up, tapped it backwards, and a Muswellbrook player jumped on the ball. I have a feeling
another Muswellbrook player was out there.
I think.
You're going to call them the Denman Rams now, are you?
Am I going to cop some shit for that?
Well,
my years of coaching the under-18 boys, very hard to get out of that. Anyway, a Denman player jumped on the ball. I think it was Andrew Pritchard.
I think it's hard but fair.
And they scored the try. It is now 16 points to 4 with under 12 minutes to go in favour of Denman in this DK Plant Services scoreboard.
Wow. I can't even tell you who scored that try.
Was it Hamilton?
I'm not sure. Look, if it was well deserved because he's had a barnstorming game.
Well, it went the way I called it. Here's Luke Rue's going to try and convert this try. 18 points to 4. He stabbed it, and he does. He does kick it.
Just a couple of heroes walking past. Locals, yokels.
Didn't hear him. So it's 16 points to 4 here. Under 12 minutes to go. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try a short kick-off here, Reggie. Will Newhouse. They're going to try a short kick-off here. You watch.
Oh, it's just a completely different.
Here's Newhouse. And that he does. It's high. Bankovic is under it. He takes the ball well and he's hitting a good tackle there. 22 metres out from his own line. Hitting a really good tackle, but I think he hurt his... Did he cop one around the chin?
No, it was his leg. He just got twisted around.
Well, he's holding his head.
His legs buckled back in this wet conditions as he went. One was around basically laying on his legs.
One was Jimmy Bradley. The other one was Jake Willis. He's on his haunches. 22 metres out, 15 in from touch. So off the short kick-off, they have got possession. It's 18 points to 4.
Maybe it's a back.
He might have hurt his back, the young fella. Yeah. He's up to play the ball. Basuni hasn't. Now he has. Real time on. It was his back, Reggie. Oh, what was that? What the hell happened there between Gretsch and Pritchard? I think they were going to they were planning a little wraparound.
Yeah.
And it went AWOL immediately. Anyway, Singleton on the attack.
Once again, they've scored a try and they've not
Under
completed
11
the next
minutes.
step.
Under 11 minutes. Just got too cute. They've got to just take one-ups, get it out of the red zone. They've got to play smart. Don't know if that was called for. Here's Frank Paul off the tap restart from Redmond. He goes forward and he's hitting a really good tackle there by 3 Denman players. They're 12 out. Ball comes out to the left to Tommy Johnson. Out the back to Bradley. Short pass to Dale Watson, who's full of running. He's still going. Geez, that was a good pass.
He's had a good game.
Here's Gretsch and McCormick in the tackle. Ball goes short. Oh, and he's coughed it up.
Jake Willis.
He
was looking at, he went to catch the ball at the same time he was having a
let off there for Denman. And Jai Bailey be pulling his hair out down here on the sideline.
He doesn't look happy, I can tell you that. He's not happy, and that was just a simple play. But again, he's had to look up.
Well, it has stopped raining, Reggie.
Yep. Still too cold for my likings, Benko, and it's going to get colder.
They said you were soft. Here's a scrum feed to Denman. Ball goes out from the scrum base onto Hamilton, and Hamilton gets the ball. He takes 3 or 4 players to get him down. He's tackled 15 out from his own line, centre field. Gretsch at dummy half. Ball out to the right-hand side. Short pass to Pritchard. They'll want to make amends for that stuff up there from the scrum base earlier. From the play the ball earlier. Here's the ball. Gretsch at dummy half gets it onto Scrimgeour, who charges back in behind the ruck. Good tackle from Tommy Johnson, and also Dale Watson gets up, plays the ball. Gretsch gets the ball to Big Isaac McCormick. Great run from the big fella. And he's going to play the ball 40 out from his own line, centre field. Ball goes down the left-hand side to Benkovic. Benkovic charges at the line, and he's tackled just shy of halfway by Tommy Johnson.
I want to see an early short chip.
Jake Smith.
The fullback's deep here.
Gretsch at dummy half. Here's Luke Ruiz. Another rush kick, but it's effective. It goes all the way down to Jaden Stewart, who collects it on his own 25-metre line. He makes it just shy of the 40. Good run from Jaden Stewart. Looking for the repeat penalty. Doesn't get it. Scrimgeour in that tackle. Here's who's that? I can't see that number of that Singleton boy, Reggie. My apologies. He gets up and plays the ball. Neuenhouse at dummy half gets it on to Jimmy Bradley. Charges at the line like a front rower. Really good tackle from the 3 Denman boys. One of them was Geordie Mulheron and Benkovic. The other one. Here's the ball out the back to the right hand side. He's coughed that ball up in the tackle. He has the Singleton boy, and that was was that Michael Rinkin? Reggie?
Look, I'm trying my hardest at the moment, the same as you, to see who it is. So.
Well, when I'm calling your name, I'm hoping that your younger eyes can see the number better than me.
This is like a repeat of Aberdeen the other weekend, but with this mist and rain coming in, I can't capture it. We're doing the best we can. We'll be better once we get this iPad on the side of the video.
I think it was Cody Argent.
Okay, well, will you blame him?
If it wasn't Cody, I apologise. Anyway, scrum feed to the Devils. 45 out from their own line, centre field.
18 points to 4, 7 minutes to go on the DK Heavy Plant Services scoreboard.
Here's McMorrow from the scrum base off the pass from Ellis, and Jacob Ellis. Mick McMorrow takes the ball forward right on the halfway line. Luke Ruiz with the ball from dummy half gives a short pass to Scrimgeour, who charges forward, hitting a good tackle from Jake Willis. Just shy of the 40-metre line from the Singleton try line. Benkovic, first receiver, tips it on to Geordie Mulheron, who's taken 3 or 4 players to get him down, but he's coughed it up in that tackle. And I think Tommy Johnson landed on that ball. Yes, he did. He's about 30 out from his own line. The dummy half was, I think, Jimmy Bradley, and Jimmy Bradley took off from dummy half, and he's tackled just shy of the 40, own side of half. Here's that was Jimmy Bradley, my apologies. He gets the ball now, and he's tackled right on the halfway line, centre field. Ball comes down to that right inside onto Frank Paul, out the back flick pass while he was going to ground from Benkovic, and onto Singleton player who's just gone over halfway now. Ball comes long out to Bradley. Equally long pass out to number 8, Dale Watson, who gives a short pass back inside, and they're tackled. Singleton, that was a terrible play the ball, but Bassooni's called hands in the ruck there against Jossie Scrimger. Will Newenhouse wants a quick restart. Gretschy's not onside, but he runs anyway, and Newenhouse runs straight into Isaac McCormick and Scrimger, and he's tackled 22 metres out. There's under 6 minutes to go here in the DK Plant Services scoreboard, and here's big Frank Paul charges up over the 20. He's tackled by 2 good tackles there by Scrimger and Benkovic, 15 metres out. Ball goes long out to Jake Smith. Runs across field. Short pass there. Good run there.
That's Rinkin, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Good tackle too by Pritchard. Short flat pass to Tommy Johnson, only 2 metres out. Good tackle there by the Denman player. I couldn't see that. Here it is. Here's a long pass out the back to Jimmy Bradley. Steps off his left, comes back off his right, looking to give the ball to Watson, but he was in a forward position. Here's Watson from dummy half. Goes himself on the last. Has he got it down? No, it did not go down.
He got it down. He did.
Yeah, I thought there was a hand under it, Reggie.
I've seen it from here, mate. I'm calling it. I'm telling you. He's going to award it.
Oh, well, I know he's going to award. I saw that, but I thought he hadn't grounded it.
No, definitely. Look, I think it's a little bit too late.
I thought there was 2 hands under that ball, Reggie, I must say.
Oh, no, I've got to get you those glasses. I've got to get you.
I don't need distance glasses.
Peter Fitzsimmons,
18 points to 8.
Hook this bloke up with a pair of binoculars. Here we go.
18 points to 8. There's under 4 minutes to go in this game. Jake Smith has come out of this worse for wear, Reggie. He's been limping for about 12 minutes now, 15 minutes.
I'll give him credit. He stayed out there, but under those wet conditions, ankles and knees, and as we've seen them being bended around and twisted, and they look like contortionists, some of them, the way they've been tackled tonight.
Yeah. They just need to be smart here, Denman. Gretschy's given them a mouthful over in the in goal here. Here's Will Newenhouse trying to convert this try from Dale Watson. 22 metres out, 2 metres in from touch. He strikes it. That looks good.
No.
That's over.
Great
18 points to 10, Reggie. Under 4 minutes to go.
I know we're talking only a four-team competition at the moment, and that's disappointing in itself, but I think we're going to have 4 great sides, and it's going to be a matter of who turns up on the day. Like we said, hang on, we've got time out again.
Well, they're slow to get back there. Denman need a bit of a breather.
But like I said, Aberdeen, Scone, Singleton, Denman, and your Musselbrook when you want to throw them in there every you muppet.
You reckon that's the last time I'm going to get ripped off about that? Let me give you the tip. Easy mistake.
You pretty much called them the Denman Rams.
No, that's just you pelican. Here we go. Long kick. It goes downtown, and I think that's Bailey Schultz that's retrieved it right in his corner. So they get up to play it. They need to score from this set of 6 Singleton. Denman will have to. They need a really good defensive set here. They do not need a piggyback penalty. Good tackle there from Benkovic and also Adam Gretsch. Ball comes out to the right. Who's that with the ball? Is that
Bradley, I'd say.
No, Jimmy Bradley's further out. Good run, good tackle from Isaac McCormick there. They're right on their own 40. Here's Frank Paul. Frank Paul goes forward. Short pass out the back, and they've coughed it up, Singleton. And who's jumped on it? Reynard Ladigan.
That's very disappointing.
It's a bad turnover for the poor old Greyhounds with under 3 minutes to go here. It's 18 points to 10 on the DK Heavy Plant Services scoreboard. Round 2 in the Bengalla Group 21 competition out here at Denman Oval, and it's 18 points to 10 in favour of the home team.
Look, they've definitely been the best of the two sides out there tonight, and completely different games to what we've seen last weekend.
I've got to say, Reggie, in all seriousness, the Denman defence has been outstanding tonight.
Yeah.
Really outstanding. The back row has been brilliant in defence, and full credit to them. They've held off a very strong Singleton side on a number of occasions. Singleton, on the hand, as you said, this is a complete reversal of what happened last week down at Pertec Park at Singleton. It was Denman coughing it up last week. On this occasion tonight, it is Singleton that have shot themselves in the foot.
Well, yeah, 100%. Their line speed has not been there. They've allowed players to drift across field. We saw Jacob Ella set up that try for Mick McMorrow. No one moving off the line. Jai Bailey is going to be absolutely furious. But for Denman, they've notched up a win.
Yeah, really pleasing for Adam Gretsch here at the moment. Surely they can't get beat here. There's 50 seconds to go. It's 18 points to 10. Their centre field, probably the last few plays of the game. Here's Gretsch. They're going to come down that right-hand side to Isaac McCormick. He runs into the line. They don't need anything silly right now. Here's Gretsch at dummy half again.
Well, all they need to do is
20 metres out from the Singleton line.
32 seconds left.
Gretsch at dummy half onto Benkovic, and Benkovic charges forward at the defensive line. They just want to kill the clock right now. Last tackle.
Well, you'd turn and grubber it out if you...
Well, 20 seconds to go, and I think Gretschy was listening to you, because Isaac McCormick, they get the ball down this right-hand side of field, and Isaac McCormick is bundled into touch. There's 10 seconds to go in the match. Reggie, it's been a very, very good defensive effort from the Denman Devils. 18 points to 10. Victors here tonight in round 2 of the Bengalla Clash, Group 21 Clash. So that's their first win here, first home win. So well done to the Denman Devils over a very frustrated Singleton outfit. And we touched on it, Reggie. It was a complete reversal of last week down at Pertec Park, and they were made to pay for their errors. I must say, Reggie, that the defensive effort by the Denman side was outstanding tonight.
Yeah, look, it was impeccable. You know, we've copped some criticism and given some... Oh, we've copped criticism all the time. That just comes second nature. But we've given criticism to some of the selections. But Jacob Ellis, he did a good job tonight. I'd like to see him take the line on a bit more rather than these wayward passes out wide. He definitely needs to take some pressure off Luke Reeves at the kicking duties. Whilst I've got to say, if I'm going player of the match, I'm going Adam Hamilton on the wing. I've never picked a winger in a long time, but he was in the centre of the field, and for his first game back playing in the Group 21 competition for a while and transferring across to Denman, he did well. On the other side of the table for Singleton, look, we've said his name, Thomas Johnson, Will Newhenhouse. Yeah. You know, it's just the same ones.
They're in everything, Reggie. I can't be biased, so I have to hold my tongue, but I thought the back row of Denman tackled brilliantly. Gretschy was outstanding as well. I can't disagree with Adam Hamilton's performance in his first game against his old club. He was outstanding, and he took a lot of pressure off the bigger forwards there. So well done to young Hamo. Yeah. I've got to say, my young fella Benkovic Brady, his defence was unbelievable tonight. I don't often give him a big rap, especially publicly, but I thought his defence was absolutely outstanding tonight. I thought Pritchard played well, only a couple of little errors, but he just ran the ball well. Geordie Mulheron went well when he came on the field too, Reggie.
Yeah, he did, and I'm just looking at Adam Hamilton's just come up here right near us. Mate, that's a front rower's body. That's a physique of a front rower. That's Frank Paul playing on the wing.
Mate, that's Denman's answer to Semi Radradra.
I think I'd have to agree there, mate. But thanks to all our listeners. Like I said, we won't be up at Scone this weekend at this stage, but we will be back next weekend. I think we're Aberdeen again. I'll have to check the draw, but by all means, it's been great doing it again. The commentary, volunteering our time, and I'd like to thank our paid cameraman, Mitchell Stocker. He's done a great job on his first one, competing with poles and awnings and the like. So, look, like I said.
Yeah, I do want to finish. I think we spoke about Jacob. I thought the conditions didn't suit him particularly well, but I thought he did exceptionally well under the conditions. I mean, we all know that wet weather affects the best of people, and it certainly affected a lot of the players here tonight.
Well, that's it for us here at Denman Oval for the Bengalla Group 21 competition. 18 points to 10. Denman running out victors over Singleton on the DK Heavy Plant Services scoreboard. Until next weekend, take care. If you've got any feedback, want any emails or any questions, hit us up on Facebook at The Footy Fever.